It's that time of the week for us to look back on the movies celebrating their 10th, 20th, and 30th anniversaries. I call this the Feeling Old segment. It's time for Rewind as we look back. So let's start at 30 years ago today, shall we? 30 years ago this week, at any rate. The movies celebrating their 30th anniversaries this week. Michael Caine with the Muppets, A Muppet Christmas Carol. This is the one that I cannot believe is 30 years old.
Because I'm 12?
Oh, it received very well by audiences and critics. For the time, made a nice little bit of money. Went on to become a big all-time classic. The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Has Michael Caine always been 80 years old?
Yes. He was.
I mean, did we just see that photo of him? He looks exactly the same as he does now.
What's that Brad Pitt movie?
Benjamin Button?
Yeah, he's got the reverse Benjamin Button thing going on.
Yes.
So that turns 30 years old. Also turning 30 years old this week.
Oh, wow.
A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore. Again, this is considered one of Tom Cruise's classics, one of his better films, an 83%, also a widely successful film, making $243 million at the box office 30 years ago. And of course, whenever you see any montage of the greatest moments in Hollywood movies, "You Can't Handle the Truth" is always on every single one of those things. An iconic movie turning 30 years old. All right, let's move up a little bit, but still a while ago, to 20 years old. And we start with, I can't believe this. Maid in Manhattan is 20. With Jennifer Lopez and the world's greatest actor without an Oscar on his shelf, Ralph Fiennes. I cannot believe this thing is 20. I feel like this one came out like 6 or 7 years ago. I don't know why, but it feels like it came out. Now, it also feels like 6 and 7 years is the length of the film because it's not very good. As you can see, they had like a 38%, but it is not a good movie.
I can't believe that Ralph Fiennes did a movie that had as its taglines, "This Christmas, love checks in."
Yeah, that does not seem like something Ralph Fiennes would do.
What are you doing in this movie?
It made money. I mean, it made money. So also, a couple more are turning 20 years old this week. Star Trek Nemesis.
Yes.
When the world was introduced to Tom Holland.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy as a younger cloned Jean-Luc Picard. A truly masterful sci-fi movie. No, this one's not very good.
I mean, just look at how good that poster is not.
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much sums up the entirety.
I love that movie.
You know, this movie is the product. They had to give Stuart Baird, they owed him a favor for saving Tomb Raider. So they gave a man who didn't know anything about Star Trek, who didn't like Star Trek, to direct the last Star Trek, The Next Generation movie.
It's fun, whatever.
He looks like he's hitting his ending pose in like a dance battle.
Yeah.
Or figure skating routine.
How else do you end a fight?
There is one great thing in this movie, and her name is Dina Meyer.
I forgot she was in that. So Maid in Manhattan turns 20, Star Trek Nemesis turned 20, and also the all-time comedy classic, Rob Schneider is a carrot. He is the hot chick. Which of course 21%. 21%, which I'd like to meet those 21 out of 100 critics that like this movie, but all right. Made $54 million.
I wish I could get 21% and make $54 million.
Wouldn't that be great?
Anything in life.
Listen, though, this is one of the movies where I really believe Rob Schneider is one of those guys that he cannot lead. He cannot be a leading man. He cannot lead anything. But when he's in a movie as a supporting character, I always find he makes the movies he's in better. I love him as a supporting character. I think he's terrific. But yeah, they thought they could make him a big leading star. That didn't work out so well. All right. So that's 20 years. Coming out 10 years ago this week, the first of the Hobbit films, the Wakandan, ally in the U.S. government and his band of hobbits, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, raking at 64%, making over $1 billion at the box office, $1.017 billion at the box office. And you know what? To this day, I believe the Hobbit films are, other than the third one, I thought the third one was actually quite poor, but I actually quite enjoy the Hobbit films. Nowhere near as good as the Lord of the Rings films. Don't get me wrong. But as somebody who, I think The Hobbit was the first novel I read as a kid that I actually just picked up the book and read myself. I was whisked away to the Shire and to Middle Earth, especially when they did the barrels and all that kind of stuff. But that was later on. I actually quite enjoyed this film. Again, nowhere near as good as Lord of the Rings. So that film, Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, turns 10 years old this week. So
I saw
again,
that
guys.
movie at the Chinese theater. I was on a date with Laura.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't married yet. We weren't even engaged yet. We're just dating.
So turning 30 this week, we have A Muppet Christmas Carol and A Few Good Men. Turning 20 this week, we have Maid in Manhattan, Star Trek Nemesis, The Hot Chick, and turning 10 years old this week, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Rob, as you look back at these, what do we got here? 6 films celebrating anniversaries, these anniversaries this week anyway. Which one of these ones stand out to you the most?
Well, I mean, A Few Good Men is it's such a wildly entertaining movie. You know, it's Aaron Sorkin. I love that film, and everybody's good in it. Kevin Pollak is great.
Yes,
Demi
he is.
Moore is
Yeah.
great. Kevin Bacon is great in that film. And then, of course, you've got Jack Nicholson and I mean,
Tom
terrific.
Cruise. Yeah.
It was great. And, of course, Tom. Star Trek Nemesis was the last Next Generation movie, which is too bad. Although that's why we're getting Star Trek Picard Season 3. It's kind of the movie we never got, over 10 hours. And then, you know, I think the Hobbit films, I think they were a little overstuffed when I saw them, but they've aged well for me, at least the first two. I really like Desolation of Smaug. I think that's
I quite like that one.
pretty terrific movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch's performance as Smaug is great.
Yeah.
So,
You know
yeah.
what really made the series fall apart for me? The third film, they almost forgot that, like when the White Orc and, like, say, Thor and Oakenshield, this is just kind of represented. When the White Orc and Thor and Oakenshield come face to face again, like, it's almost like the filmmakers forgot, we haven't seen these two on screen together for 2 years. Like, it felt like it was the third act of a movie because the whole movie was just payoff. None of it was set up. None of it was established. It was just all payoff for stuff that got set up a year and 2 years previously. But there was that. Anyway, Chris, some big recognizable names in these
Yeah.
ones. I think I already know what the answer is, but which one of these movies stands out to you the most?
Obviously know that Muppet Christmas Carol is one of my favorite films of all time. Taylor's Christmas present. We're going to go see Muppet Christmas Carol this weekend in Pasadena and go to a cute little Christmas fair together. It's going to be really precious and romantic. Also, Logan and David will be there, but it's mostly for me and Taylor. I love that movie so much. I think it's beautiful. I also love that The Hobbit came out 10 years ago. 10 years ago was the first time I brought Logan home to my parents in Texas, and we went and saw The Hobbit. It was your first 4DX experience, too. So he got to be terrified by moving chairs and by my very, very intimidating father.
By moving chairs and high frame rate.
Yeah.
At the same time. Aaron, do you have any of these films that really stand out to you the most?
Well, similar to Michael Caine being 70 ever since he was 20, Tom Cruise looks exactly the same, and Jack Nicholson is completely unrecognizable in the A Few Good Men poster. But the one that also sticks out to me is also Muppet Christmas Carol, only because I recently saw the one-man show of A Christmas Carol on Broadway, and if you happen to be in the New York area, I think that's a great thing to go see along with Muppet Christmas Carol. But yeah, none of these movies are really jumping out to me in a big way, though.
All right, guys, question is for you. Out of all those movies celebrating anniversaries this week, is there one that particularly stands out to you? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. This holiday season, the best deal in wireless can only be found at Mint Mobile. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you get another 3 months for free. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home with eSIM, while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I've been using Mint Mobile long before this holiday deal, and I have to say it is the perfect time to switch. I have absolutely loved using Mint Mobile, and like I've told you guys many times, I am now spending less than 1/3 of what I used to spend under one of the other major mobile carriers. And now with the whole buy 3 months, get 3 months free deal, it's even better. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. Or if you need a new device, for a limited time, get 6 months of free service when you buy a select device and plan. So guys, for a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months for free by going to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.
patreon.com/Campea.